Shalom. First and foremost, we'd like to give all honor and glory and praise unto Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rekakadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, to all the Akim out there teaching and preaching this truth with 144% sincerity, to the men, women, and children listening and learning, and to the Bayis Shadabadat, the house of David. I'm Aya Shatad.
I'm Karathaza.
Coming to you through the will and power of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians, as well as you speckled birds whose father's line goes back, you are the true children of Israel that the Bible speaks of. Salvation belongeth unto you, and you alone. First and foremost to the 144,000 elect men who believe and preach and teach the testimony, the 100% truth coming out of GMS. All right. Then the multitude of the men, women, and children who believe upon the testimony. All right. But without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into this lesson. It's going to be titled The Call to Rest. All right. And we're going to start here in the book of Joel 2 and 1.
The book of Joel 2 and verse 1 says, Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord Yahweh cometh, for it is nigh at hand.
Right. So Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, right, said blow the trumpet. So we're blowing the trumpet and letting the world know, but calling in his holy mountain. All right, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians, as well as you speckled birds whose father's line goes back. All right, letting you know that, the day of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is fastly approaching. All right, but as there is this terrible destruction coming, as well as at the same time simultaneous rest. Okay, so this destruction that is coming has a message of rest in it as well. But first we have to give you the warning. All right, we have to blow the trumpet for the warning of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, heralding him in and letting you know, famine, destruction, and death. All right, is on the horizon. All right, but if you have faith, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai provides you with faith. Faith to know that you can make it through if you have him. If you call upon him, if you repent. All right, and you can read down on that if you want. I have Mark 4 and 23.
I'm gonna just go to Mark, because then that go into
Yeah. I thought you were looking at something, so it's lucky.
No, you good. You said Mark 2.
Mark 4 and 23.
This is Mark 4, and I was reading down on it, but
okay,
for the lesson,
Yeah.
Mark 4 and 23.
Yep.
Oh, my bad, my eyes wasn't catching it. Mark 4 and 23 reads, If any man have ears to hear, let him hear.
Right. If you have ears to hear, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is calling out unto you. All right. No, you have to hear about the destruction first and foremost. All right. You need to hear about the destruction before you hear the salvation. All right. Because the destruction is going to instill that fear in you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. When you hear the name of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, fear should come upon you. All right. And then learning more of that fear, and then understanding the wisdom and knowledge that is in Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. All right. Then you don't have to be afraid. That fear is still fear, but it turns into a respect and love of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Knowing that, yes, he has the ability at any given time to do whatever he wants to do with you in the spirit or in the flesh. That's fear. All right? But understanding that he's a man, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, are of their word. That if you obey and that if you receive Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai and receive and do his ways, that you have really nothing to fear. You have to strive for a obedience in the perfection in that obedience of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. All right.
It's understanding that the only way, to get out of the destruction is to be on, to receive that mercy from the Most High.
Mm-hmm.
As it says in 2 Corinthians, through fear, we persuade men.
Yep.
So that ultimately brings you to a level of understanding that hey, the only way out of this thing is, following after, Yahweh Shemi Al-Shai.
John.
Read down it.
Yeah.
Verse 24, it says, "And he said unto them, Take heed what ye hear. With what measure ye meet, it shall be measured to you, and unto you that hear shall more be given."
Right. So, Slock at what you hear. Hey, take heed to what you hear. Right? For the worldly, Spider-Man saying that everybody knows, even though it's just proved that that it comes out the scriptures, to much is given, much is required. All right, more is going to be added unto you.
Yeah, in Spider-Man, it's like Uncle Ben said, it was
great power comes great responsibility.
Great power comes great responsibility.
God, right? But here it is. Yahweh Shemi Al-Shai has told you this. If you want more, right? If you desire more, he's going to add more unto you. But there's certain things you must do. The faith and hearing that fear and understanding the fear of Yahweh Shemi Al-Shai is going to lead you to have a sound mind.
Yeah.
It's going to bring peace.
What it says in Hebrews 11 chapter, Yahweh Shemi Al-Shai is a rewarder of those who diligently seek him.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. You want me to continue down?
Yeah, you can go.
Verse 25, it says, "For he that hath, to him shall be given, and he that hath not, from him shall be taken even that which he hath."
Right. So, Yahweh Shemi Al-Shai says you must abide in him. You must rely on him. All right? You have to do the work and rely on him. But guess what? If you have it and you don't do nothing with it, it's going to get taken away. If you keep not the way, here you go. You keep not the way of Yahweh Shemi Al-Shai, and you turn, and you're turning your back in essence and saying, you know what, it's always going to be there. All right? And not taking heed and understanding what it is, the gift that you're given. All right? Because this is truly a gift to understand the word of Yahweh Shemi Al-Shai. So you have to understand that now more than ever, all right, that fear has to be instilled in you. That fear, you have to gain that understanding of that fear, all right, to obtain that mercy and grace of Yahweh Shemi Al-Shai. All right, Luke 6 and 20.
This is Luke chapter 6 and verse 20. And he lifted up his eyes on his disciples and said, "Blessed be ye poor, for yours is the kingdom of the Most High."
You can continue.
"Blessed are ye that hunger now, for ye shall be filled. Blessed are ye that weep now, for ye shall laugh."
Right. So Yahweh Shemi Al-Shai is saying these things are a blessing. All right. The suffrage that you have to suffer right now and the fear that you are understanding, that you need to come to understand, gives you the reward. Right? He said, "Blessed are the poor." All right? The poor and the broken in spirit. Blessed are those who cry now, because you shall laugh later. All right? You shall laugh in essence, with Yahweh Shemi Al-Shai. Did he not say in Proverbs, I will mock them when their fear comes and laugh at their calamity? All right? So understand that Yahweh Shem Yahushai has a blessing. You can keep going.
Yep. Verse 22, Blessed are ye when men shall hate you, and when they shall separate you from their company, and shall reproach you, and cast out your name as evil for the Son of Man's sake.
Right. And this is chiefly right here talking, to the men who are out on the highways and byways, proclaiming and preaching the name and the 100% truth of Yahweh Shem Yahushai that is willing to stand 10 toes down for him. All right? Stand up for the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushai no matter what the cost. That's who that is directly talking to. Having your name dragged through the mud.
Mm-hmm.
All right? Being persecuted.
But that extends to the believers as well.
God.
Anybody associated with a Hebrew Israelite.
Right.
Because that persecution is here and near.
Right. And this is and like the brother said, that it continues as it continues. It all applies. But remember, being a servant of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, when you have to suffer greater.
Right.
So it's for you to understand that the times that we are in and the times that this thing will heat up even more. Right? It's not discounting one for another. It is giving the understanding that suffering has to come.
Yeah, knowing what you're a part of.
And knowing what you're a part of. But in the suffering, look at the reward. Look at the end game of the reward of Yahweh Shem Yahushai for you. All right? Especially you men out on the highways and byways proclaiming the 100% truth in the doctrine of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Being prophets, being teachers, and being leaders. All right? Of the nation of Israel. Under Apostle Tahar, Apostle Gabar, Apostle Ramah, Apostle Rakal, the elders and the bishops, every brother in his measure. We have to do our part for the body. To feed the sheep and to feed the flock within our measure. Okay?
Yeah, and, as the brother was speaking, I'll probably just grab it. Because it'll be... so I don't butcher it. Come on. Yeah, this is 1 Corinthians 9 and 24. Says, I know ye not that they which run in a race run all, but one receiveth the prize. So run that ye may obtain.
Mm-hmm. Hey, to obtain that prize, you have to run in that race. He said, run ye all. All right? Even though one receiveth the prize. Right? So each man and woman, in a way, are in their own individual race against a multitude of 2/3. And you're running to see if you can outrun them. And you will through the will and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai.
Good.
All right? If you are of the elect. You are destined to win. If you follow the directions. If you keep faith in Yahweh Shem Yahushai and lean upon him and lean upon that name. All right?
John. It says, and every man that striveth. Actually, I'll just stop there. But, pretty much run to, run that race, move with a purpose, in this truth. Do it so you receive that crown.
Yep.
You know.
Hey, and that's why we're part of the hopeful elect, Lord willing.
Yeah, make that calling of an election sure. Going back to Luke 6.
Yeah.
Luke 6 and 20. Let's see where I was
I think
at.
you're at 24.
Was it Luke 6?
Yeah.
Yeah, Luke's. Oh, I was at 22.
22.
23. It says, Rejoice ye in that day, and leap for joy, for behold, your reward is great in heaven. For in the like manner did their fathers unto the prophets.
So you ran that race, and at the end of the race, Yahweh Shem Yahushua said, leap. Jump for joy. Jump for that joy because you finished the race. Great is your reward. All right? Despite what their fathers did unto you. Despite what they said about you. Despite what anybody thinks. You won the race.
Yeah. As I said, we're fools for Hamashiach's sake. In this world, we look at as, crazy and bugged out, but it's really the other way around.
Yeah.
The world is bugged out, and they, polluted, delusional. They the ones that are really psychos.
Right.
Moving around like some damn maniacs. You look at all the people. I'll tell you that, in Yahweh Shai, when he was prophesying, said in the last days, iniquity shall abound and many shall wax cold, and people is bugged out.
Mm-hmm. And that's exactly what we're seeing now.
And it's going to continue that, and then all the all the prophetic events, that are about to occur, even more so in the time of Jacob's trouble, people are going to have even a colder spirit on them.
Right.
They're going to see, more death. That's going to make people, less reactive to it. And then, all the events, the traumatic events that are going to occur, people are, going to get, lose their wits.
Yeah. Yep.
And not know how to act. They're going to lose faith. Even more so.
Right? They're not having Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Hey, they have no protection. They have no sound doctrine.
Yeah.
Right? They have not a cloak for their sins indefinitely. All right, because they haven't repented. You got it.
This is verse 24. But woe unto you that are rich, for ye have received your consolation. Woe unto you, and I'm reading 26, right?
Yep.
Woe unto you that are full, for ye shall hunger. Woe unto you that shall laugh, now, for ye shall mourn and weep. Woe unto you when all men shall speak well of you, for so did their fathers to the false prophets.
Right. So when all this stuff, is being, when all these false prophets and all these people, everybody thinks so highly of them, so wonderful, all right, such an outstanding, upright citizen, upright character, right? Look at how all these people thought highly of all these stars and everything. Coming out, they're a bunch of degenerates.
Yeah,
demons,
sexual deviance, and and moles.
Right. Here it is.
Perverts.
Yeah.
Pedo.
Yeah. So and so. I'm not gonna say that. People are so great. All right. People are so great. People are held to such a high esteem, right? And then comes out that look at TD fakes.
Yeah. touching little kids.
All right. Look at Creflo Dollar. All right. And the stuff that Geno Jennings, all right, and the stuff that his wife is trying to bring out on him. All right. A whole mass of all this debauchery and sorcery and all this is coming out.
God.
What does it matter that somebody gave 1.4 million to a charity, and then to a children's charity, and they're touching children?
That's IUIC. and now I could go back to 1 Corinthians because it's gonna tie in.
God.
1 Corinthians 9 and 20 and 25, it says, "And every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible."
Mm-hmm.
That's the people of this world. They will, and more so these false prophets and these a part of these that 501(c)(3)s. They do it for the sight of men, for the praise on this side. They want their glory here. That's why they put on that front that they're, and they're great in numbers, but all that shit in the background is all folly and wicked.
Right. Hey, they want to build a worldwide community.
The root of their teachings is based off a foundation of wickedness and adultery.
Yep.
Not sound doctrine. It says, I therefore so run, not as uncertainly, so fight, not as one that beateth the air. Right. And even ISUPK had that boot camp training, and bro, punch the air. Bro was barking at him, and that was, spiritual. But it says, but I keep under my body and bring it into subjection, lest that by any means, when I have preached to others, I myself should be a castaway.
Right. Hey, and that's to make sure that, taking the beam out of your own eye, all right, and living what you teach, all right, living what you preach, staying true to the testimony that you are preaching.
Yeah. And that's that's why I say that, no man can, you can't get into the kingdom of another man's works.
Mm-hmm.
We enter labors of other men, but just because we're following the apostles doesn't mean we're going to get that same reward as the apostles,
Right.
Just because you
it doesn't mean that we're going. It doesn't mean that we're going to receive salvation.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was just at that for the penny. I just read the penny.
No, you got it. That's what it is, though. Just because we found the truth, doesn't mean we're gonna get the reward.
Mm-hmm.
You have to ensure the reward.
Right. You're a hireling. All right. Just like that hireling who had a quarrel with the hireling receiving the penny. Hey, it's the day's work.
Yeah, and you can't make yourself a part of the elect if you're not. If the Most High didn't choose you.
Right.
I'll go back to Luke 6 and 26. I believe that's where I left off. Yeah, Luke 6 and 26. Woe unto you when all men shall speak well of you, for so did their fathers to the false prophets. So, we're seeing that. Hey, men that get the praise on this side, it's not always the best thing. It's really not, Yahushua said they hate me because, you're not of this world. They hate you because you're not of this world. I picked you out of this world.
Right.
We're really adverse to, same thing what Yahweh Shai said in the Gospels was that, or in the book of John, that they hate him because he speaks evil of the world, because there's evil. This world is evil.
Right. The world would love his own if he was of the world. And that's exactly why Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, like the brother just said, chose us out of the world. Hey, we be those men. Continuing and standing in the faith of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. All right. Micah 2 and 10.
Micah 2, verse 10. It says, "Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you even with a sore destruction."
All right. Hey, a sore destruction if you continue and you want to be a part of the world. If you're a part of the world, it is adverse once again to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. So that's why Yahweh Hashem Yahushai pulled us out of the world. He said, "Depart ye." All right, when you heard this truth, you were therefore making a decision. You were departing. Either you were going to stay in the world or you were going to stay with Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Staying with the world is following after the cares of this life. Only worried about what affects you here. Worried about what people think of you. And not worried about Yahweh Hashem Yahushai and what he thinks of you and what he wants you to do. All right? So depart. This is not your rest. Okay? Malachi 4 and 2.
This is Malachi 4 and 2. It says, "But unto you that fear my name shall the Son of Righteousness arise with healing in his wings. And ye shall go forth and grow up as calves of the stall."
Right, so Yahweh Hashem Yahushai said, when you fear his name, fearing his name, it brings, and fearing his name is part of the what? Laws, statutes, and commandments. Following after the way of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. He said, place no other God before me. All right? To fear his name, to show him that you are his, that you belong to him. What are you doing? What will you do for Yahweh Hashem Yahushai? All right. And Revelation 22:12, and we're going to read through 14.
Revelation 22 and 12 says, "And behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me, to give every man according as his work shall be."
Right. And Yahweh Hashem Yahushua said, "Behold, I come quickly." Hey, here it is. The days are speeding up. Me and the brother were just talking about how you put videos up and then you turn around. It's 8 days, 7 days, 6 days, 5 days, 4 days. It's no time. Here it is. You go to work. You do everything it is that you do, and time is being sped up for the very elect's sake. This is what Yahweh Hashem Yahushai has been saying. This is what he has already predestinated, preordained. So it is a part of receiving Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, is knowing that this too has to happen. The destruction will come, but in the midst of the destruction, salvation. To enter into the rest of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, you have to first hear the message of destruction. As DJ Trump calls us, doomsday prophets.
Yeah.
All right? But nevertheless, it's it's prophecy. All right?
Verse 13, "I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, the first and the last. Blessed are they that do his commandments, that they might have right to the tree of life, and may enter in through the gates into the city.
Right. So blessed are those who follow after the way of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, to enter what? That new Jerusalem. All right? As we are a new Jerusalem, Lord willing, we be of that number. All right? Enter into the chambers for a little while. All right? Hey, that's what we're trying to do. You should be fighting for your salvation. You should be fighting, for Yahweh to send his only begotten son back for you. You. Salvation is an individual thing. You are looking for salvation. You want salvation for others, but you have to take care of you. Make thy calling and election sure. All right. That was it.
Mm-hmm.
You got anything else? Anything?
No, that's it.
All right. Well, Lord willing, this was an edifying, uplifting lesson. We want to give all honor and glory and praise unto Yahweh, B'Hashem, Yahushai, B'Hashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, to all the Akim out there teaching and preaching this truth with 144% sincerity. Till the next time, Shalom, Kwam Yasharala, Wa Ba Ba Ba. Shalom.